Hi, and welcome to Aiken Adventures.
Today we're taking you to Savannah, Georgia.
If you're just now joining us on Aiken Adventures, we usually make content about all the best things that you can do and all the best places all around Florida. If you like that kind of content, then you're going to want to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification icon as you follow us for all of our adventures around Florida. While we usually make videos about our adventures around Florida, today we're going to tell you about our favorite things to do in Savannah, Georgia. Now, as you may know, Savannah is located just ahead of the Florida line as you travel south on I-95. So we stop by Savannah almost every year on the way back home at Christmas time.
Now, the first thing you obviously want to check out in Savannah is the historic district. Now, this is probably what Savannah is most known for. As you walk through the historic district, you can see all of the buildings and the different architectural structures, just a whole lot that you can see and look at there.
Yeah, and make sure that you do take some time to actually walk around. There are lots of ways to check out the historic district, maybe different tours and carriage rides and things like that. But there are some things that you're only going to be able to appreciate by actually acting as a pedestrian and walking around.
Probably one of the coolest places in Savannah, Georgia, in our opinion, is River Street.
It's so cool because it's lined with cobblestones and just different kinds of pavers, and it has great waterfront views of the Savannah River. We love walking down through there. There's so many shops, stores, restaurants to check out. One thing that we could not afford to do on this past trip, but it looks fantastic, and I think that you would really enjoy it. Docked alongside of the Savannah River and River Street is the riverboat. And you can take a riverboat cruise. It's about $70 per adult and $30 per child for the dinner and entertainment cruise. And as I understand, it's an all-you-can-eat buffet. But the Sunset Cruise is $43.95 per adult and $27.95 per child. So depending upon your budget, those may be some things that you'll definitely want to add to your trip.
If you're not interested in paying a lot of money to do the boat cruises or the tours, you can always take the free ferry. Now, you get on the free ferry at River Street, and it goes across the water to the Savannah Convention Center and also the Westin Hotel, and you can go over and check out both of those things, and then from there it goes to the Waving Girl Landing. One thing you'll find in Savannah that's pretty prevalent are the candy shops. Now, these candy shops are really, really interesting because they give out free samples, and one of their most popular free samples is the free pralines, and they're homemade right there in the candy shops, and they're absolutely divine. Is it tasty? This is what dreams are made of. It's even warm still. So good.
Oh wow, that's really good. I don't know if I've ever had a praline.
Next, you're going to want to go to the Pirate's House.
And the Pirate's House is a restaurant that served as the inspiration for Robert Louis Stevenson's Treasure Island. This historic restaurant has a number of dining rooms, each one with a different name and a separate set of spooky stories which are included with your menu. I cannot personally prove the existence of ghosts to anyone, and I will boldly affirm that my own experiences here at the Pirate's House are far too similar to thousands of others to dismiss a mere coincidence. Your children are going to love that they provide for you a pirate's hat that once you punch it out, you can assemble it and then wear it on your head for the rest of your dinner and get to pretend that you are a pirate on Treasure Island. The biscuits have arrived. Arr. Are they good?
They have orange marmalade. Fancy.
Tasty. They're so buttery and flaky. And the citrus from the orange marmalade, so good. All right, the food has arrived, and I have the shrimp gumbo. And Vivian has a salad.
I got the shrimp and grits. This looks fantastic.
And don't forget, if you go to the Pirate's House, to check out the gift shop. There's a staircase that leads up to it, so it's on the second floor, but it has all kinds of paraphernalia and things that your kids can get, like coffee mugs, and then there's also like swords that they can fight like pirates, but it's a pretty awesome gift shop. Now, Leopolds Ice Cream Shop is pretty iconic for Savannah, Georgia. It's really well known. And because of that, there's always, always, always a long line.
So long.
Always. And the people told us, even people that were trying to tell us a little bit about it beforehand, they said, oh, go ahead and go because you're going to have to wait in line. And we thought maybe that was just because of the time of year, but it turns out they always have a line. So we waited in line about 45 minutes. And Vivian was really hard to keep entertained during that time. She actually just ran around in circles. She kind of ran through people.
And eventually started pulling her bow out of her head.
Yeah, she started taking her shoes off, taking her bow off her head, just doing things that Vivian does. But let me tell you, it was so worth the wait. The ice cream was wonderful. I got a scoop of chocolate with hot fudge on it.
Mmm, tasty.
Vivian likes it. Tasty.
Okay, so I got a waffle cone with a scoop of strawberry and a scoop of eggnog, but one of the waffle cones broke. The lady who was preparing my ice cream tried to fix it, and I told her just to put it in a bowl, it would be fine. As you well know, Savannah is known for its rich history. And there's so much of that history that would be impossible for us to give all of it to you in one video. So the best thing for you to do when you visit Savannah, Georgia is to take one of their many tours. And we recommend the Hop On, Hop Off tour. Because the Hop On, Hop Off tour is great. You get to hear all of the information about the various parts of Savannah that you're passing, and you get the opportunity at each stop to go out and explore those various attractions. Now the part that we're walking through right now is the Colonial District, and many homes in this section still look like the colonial style, and some of them even date back to the colonial period.
The Hop On, Hop Off tour is also a great option if you have children, especially smaller children, because they don't always want to walk around for hours and miles each day through a city. So this is a great option for you. That way you can get on the bus, you can get off when you want to, and you can get back on whenever you want to, and it's really easy.
Another iconic place that you must visit while you are in Savannah, Georgia is Forsyth Park. The central focal point of the park is the giant white water fountain, and it is beautiful. But when we went to Forsyth Park, we went for one very specific reason, and that reason was
the playground. They had this giant playground with tons of kids, and Vivian was in heaven. She loved it.
And here's a tip for you. If you are not interested in standing in the long line at Leopold's, but you don't want to miss out on the experience, there is a small Leopolds Ice Cream located just beside of the playground. As I understand, the flavors which are available there are limited in comparison to the main location, but the lines seem to be much shorter.
Next, we made our way to B&D Burgers.
And I would have to say that we decided to include this on this list because of all the places that we ate while we were in Savannah, Georgia, this one was our favorite. They have a couple of locations in the historic district because they've done so well, and they're really not that far from one another. But we enjoyed especially the Buffalo Ranch chicken dip.
I forgot about that.
Yes,
that was so good. It
good.
came out as an appetizer, and then he ended up just putting it all over his fries, probably his hamburger too. I don't even know. What we got?
All right, this is the Buffalo chicken dip with some chips, and it is like buffalo sauce with some cream cheese and then some shredded cheeses on top. And it's wonderful.
I got just a regular cheeseburger with some mushrooms and french fries.
Cheeseburger with some french fries, and there was some leftover buffalo chicken dip, so I put it on the fries. Something else I saw that I think you might want to try while you're here, it was on the favorite section of the menu, and I saw them bring it out to somebody else. The chicken sandwiches here look incredible, so if I were coming back, that would be something that I would definitely try. The next thing on our list that you must do while you're in Savannah, Georgia is just off of the city market is a museum that we were told is one of the #1 museums in all of Georgia, and that is the Prohibition Museum. As you walk into the Prohibition Museum, the stage is set for you for the history of what the Prohibition was about in the 1920s. It starts with the temperance movement and introduces you to some personalities like Billy Sunday, who was a famous evangelist who railed against the evils of alcohol. And other personalities like Carrie Nation, who was a hatchet-wielding temperance leader who would wander into saloons and taverns and bars and chop them all to pieces with her hatchet.
And she never got in trouble. They would just let her go.
The Prohibition Museum continues to explain the impact, both economically and even legally, to the nation as a result of the Prohibition movement. Obviously, there was a rise to organized crime during the Prohibition era as a result of the mobsters and the bootleggers and all of the speakeasies. This bootlegging gave rise to modern day NASCAR, and that's how you finish out the Prohibition Museum.
And finally, to top off your tour through Savannah, you have to visit Paula Deans' Lady and Sons restaurant. So we're here at Paula Deans restaurant and we're taking the elevator to the 3rd floor to be seated. So here we go.
So it looks like there's 2 different options. You can do the Bobby, and that gets you 2 home-style dishes and 4 sides. Or you can do the Jamie, which is 3 dishes and 4 sides. So we're gonna try the Bobby, and it's $21 a person.
The cheesy butter garlic biscuits have arrived. Ooh, and they are cheesy, buttery, and garlicky.
Oh my goodness, look how thick it is. It's so big. Looks good. It's definitely better than Red Lobster.
All right, the food has arrived, and right here I got the broccoli casserole, and we have some macaroni and cheese, some green beans, fried chicken, hot roast, and collard greens, and we can have as many of the sides as we want.
Hi, this is Anthony and Elena.
If you've enjoyed this video, then we invite you to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification icon as you follow us for all of our adventures around Florida.